10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boys and girls, it's time! With a record of helping over 1,000 students in math, Coach Seifel's here. So let's get ready to rumble!
Put your hands up! Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Whoa. Na 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 na. Oh yes! All right. Now, have you seen a math teacher do that? I bet not. Okay, so I hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, please put that I loved it. Put that I loved it. Alright, put in the chat. I can see every single one of the comments. Do me a favor, please put I loved it, because I honestly loved it. Okay, so let's start right away. Let's start right away, guys. Let's start. Okay, so the first things first. Okay, I'm gonna share with you a bit about me. Okay, why? Because I think it's really important that you know who I am. I think it's really important why you know like how I can help you and whether I can help you in the first place. Okay, so let me share with you my story first of all. Okay, so are you all ready to listen to my story? If you're ready, please type in ready. Alright, you loved it, guys. Hey, hello. I know who that is. Nabila reviews his nonsense. What nonsense? This is fun stuff. That's why I told you guys, your earphone, be careful. Yeah. Alright, okay. Ready? I'm going to share with you my story, but this story, right, I'm not going to tell you by myself. I'm going to show you a video. Some of you, my students here, already know that, you know, this story. You already watched this a few times. Just watch it one more time, okay? Ready? Ready? Okay, I want to say lights, cameras, action.
I really wanted to turn my results and my life around, but I just didn't know what was the point anymore.
I'm not signing, okay? Apa nak jadi dengan kau, Saiful?
Huh? What do you mean you're not signing it?
Saiful, with these results, where can you go? You tell me?
I had no answer. I only looked down, embarrassed, as she continued staring at me. I scored 27 points for the L1 R5. The O levels were just 5 months away, and if I continued down this downward spiral, I might just become a school dropout. If you're wondering, I wasn't always like this. I was actually a bright kid. I went to Hague Boys Primary School, scored 241 for the PSLE, and then I went on to Tanjung Katong Secondary School. But then, life happened. The person who I loved the most and was most dear to me, my beloved grandmother, passed away suddenly. That truly devastated me. Ever since then, to not be reminded of the pain at home, I went back as late as I could. And because I wasn't feeling loved at home, I began looking for love elsewhere. I began hanging out with the wrong crowd. The kids who smoked, who drank, who were in gangs, and little by little, I threw my life away. I spent most of my time outside, mostly at the street soccer court, and barely did any homework, which I usually copied and somehow got by. But the truth was that I wasn't getting by. Life had given me the wake-up call I needed. Now I really wanted to turn my results and my life around. And so I did what any teenager would do. I Googled it. I learned Neuro-Linguistic Programming, or NLP for short, which helped me get out of my self-pitying state and gave me a compelling reason why to succeed. I was so pumped up that I began studying almost every day till 2 or 3 a.m. I remember always with a cup of Milo that my mom made lovingly. So, what did I do? For subjects that I failed really badly, like math, I did a 10-year series, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I went from 27 points to 6 points for my O-levels, and suddenly I was able to get into the top junior colleges in Singapore. And I did. I went to Victoria Junior College, and the rest was history. After graduating from NUS Business School, I started Math Prodigies Learning Center, where I not only run math programs, but also motivational peak performance programs like Teenage Mastery and Unleash the Genius Within, where I share the same NLP success strategies that got me from disaster to distinctions. I'm proud to say that hundreds of students have walked through our doors, and some of these students have used the strategies and truly outdone themselves to make remarkable comebacks. These strategies work. So, to all the students out there who are struggling and want to get back up, here's what I have to say to you. You are now at a crossroads. This is your opportunity to make the most important decision you will ever make. Forget your past. Who are you now?
All right. Okay, so whoa. Okay, so I see a lot of comments. You all say, "Wow, awesome." I bet that you all have never ever seen something like that from a teacher. Quite cool, right? Okay, no. So anyway, the whole idea here at Math Prodigies, right, is I want to make sure that you feel like math is fun. And I hope that I'm starting to achieve that just by the introduction alone, because this is going to be very different from what you've seen everywhere. Okay, so let me just share with you a bit more. Okay, so actually the best-selling author of this book called Mom Help Me Score A's in Math. Okay, have you seen it before or not? It's actually in popular bookstores in Singapore as well as in Malaysia. Alright, so in this book, if you remember, you saw this one girl, her name was Liana, just now in the video. She went from 18% in math to 100% in math. Now, to me, if that is something that someone can do, that means you can do it as well, right? So the story is very simple. Diana went from 18%, right? She jumped slowly, all the way to 100%, but it was a long process, right? It was a long process, and it finally got her to where she wanted to be, right? So right now, she actually started, she started almost at the same time right now, all right? It was in, if I'm not mistaken, it's almost 6 years ago when she first started, and she scored 18%. Now let me ask you a question, guys. If you were to get 18% in math just months before the PSLE, right? How would you feel? Would you feel scared? Would you feel nervous? Can you please type into the box? What would you feel? Right? What would you feel? Would you feel like you've given up? Right? Because there's a lot of these emotions riding, and that's exactly what happened. Now, importantly, right, is that for her, when her mother called me, her mother was crying, and she saw one of my articles in Berita Harian, the newspaper, right? And what happened next was she called me and she was crying, like, can you help me, right? And I said, I'll do my best, right? I'll do my best. Now, of course, it was a difficult journey, right? And of course, she went through the whole thing, and then finally she managed to go from that U, right, U grade, up to a D for the PSLE. Now, is that good? No, not really, right? Not really. But for her, it was amazing. Why? Because it told her that, you know what, I can do this. And it gave her the ticket to go to secondary school. Now, when she went to secondary school, I told her, Liana, look, math is a completely different ballgame in secondary school. In primary school, your staple, your rice, as you call it, right, is actually what you use all the time is models. But in secondary school, you're using algebra. So I focused on algebra, and you know, guess what? By the first exam that she took in secondary school, she scored an A. She scored an A, guys. And she was like, what? I mean, I used to be scoring U, and now I'm scoring A, and that just did it for her, right? She just continued scoring A all the way in Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 3, Sec 4, right? She scored 100% just before her N-levels. How amazing is that? Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. She, by the way, right now is actually, I think, about 19 or 20 years old. I can't remember already, right? So she's actually a nurse, yeah, in a hospital. Quite cool stuff, yeah. So that's what the story is about, and I've helped her, and I realized that if I can help her, I can help anybody to reach there as well, right? You just have to make sure that you put in a lot of hard work. I'm also a certified NLP coach. Today I'm going to be doing something with you guys. NLP, have you heard before? You'll see it now in the video. It said neuro-linguistic programming. So I'll be sharing with you how to do this later on to motivate you, to really motivate you for the PSLE. Because let me ask you a question. How many of you guys here are really, really like super motivated for the PSLE? Be honest. How many of you are not motivated for the PSLE? Okay, can you put in the chat box? I want to know how many of you are super motivated, maybe just motivated or not motivated. Can you please type into the chat box? I want to see how many of you are feeling that way. Okay, let me just take a look. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so the thing is that I want to make sure that you guys are super motivated because you only have, okay guys, how many days left do you have before the PSLE? Then I saw a lot of you answered the question, right? And a lot of you were correct. The PSLE math paper is actually on the 2nd of October. Correct. So let me ask you a question. How many days away are we from 2nd of October? Can you please type into the chat box, guys? How many days? Okay, so I see some of you saying that in the chat box that you're not hyped up, you're not motivated. Some of you are saying yes, you are motivated. Okay, but how many days are we away from the PSLE? Okay, let me give you the answer. Oh, someone says 70. That's not right. That's not right. Okay, we have 94 days to the PSLE. I repeat, 94. Now, if that doesn't motivate you to do something about it, then I don't know what will, okay? Because for me, I'm very motivated by pain, right? If I see that, oh my God, I have to study now or else I'm going to fail, right? And there goes my future. So I'm going to share with you something about that now. Okay, number 3, believe it or not, I've had classes, now I've impacted 20,000 people live in person as well as online, right? Over the last 10 years that I've been doing this. And also I've had success in school and life. I've also helped other students achieve success in school and life. And I've been featured in all these places in Channel News Asia 938, I've gotten the Spirit of Enterprise Award in the Straits Times. Some of you might have seen me in Suria a few days ago, a week ago, yeah, around there, yeah. So all these places I've been in lah. So just to let you know, I'm legit, okay, I'm legit. All right. So let me just share with you a bit further about how I went through what you are about to go through. Okay, guys, let me ask you a question. Okay, some of you already know that. Some of you already went see this before. Which one am I? Okay, which one am I? Is it on the left, at the center here, on the right? Which one am I? Okay, which one am I? So, yes, okay, correct. So I'm actually the one on the far left. Okay, so this is me. This was me back in primary 6, guys. I was actually a prefect. I was the boy who went up. By the way, what school is this? This is Hague Boys Primary School. Some of you might not have heard it before. Long story short is that this is Hague Boys Primary School, right? I was a prefect in the school. I was doing the flag raising or the taking the pledge. I'm that prefect, right? So this was actually what was our flag day? No, not flag day. I can't remember the exact name of that thing. But basically, it was a very important day because it was our final year that Hague Boys Primary School is going to even exist. Okay, so we basically going to close down and we're going to combine with a few other schools, and guess what? It's now formed into Tanjong Katong Primary School, right? Tanjong Katong Primary School. So that's my story when I was in primary 6. Do you think I was very nervous for PSLE? The answer is it's yes. I was very, very nervous. At the same time, I know that I'll just do the best that I can do, and I did, right? So do you remember what was the PSLE score that I got for PSLE? What's the score I got for PSLE, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so some of you put in the numbers, right? It's 241. So 241 was my score. Let me ask you a question. If you got 241 for your PSLE, would you be happy or not? Yeah, how do you feel? If you get 241 for PSLE, would you be happy or not? Okay, some of you say yes. Fat says yes. Okay, alright. Guys, the comment is a bit laggy lah, so I'm gonna be lagging a bit, okay, just to let you know. You'll be sad. Wow, you'll be sad you got 241. Okay, so if you are sad you got 241, that means that you have a high standard. So what is the goal that you have, right? You got to make sure that you have a high target. Now for me, right, I was actually disappointed. Why? Okay, my target has always been Raffles, right? So I wanted to go to Raffles. I mean, like everyone says, like, oh, it's the best school ever, right? I want to go to Raffles, but I didn't get there, right? 241, I couldn't go there. I think Raffles is 260 something and above. I can't remember. Later we're gonna see exactly what number we're gonna get, okay? What number we have to get. And I put it pretty well for PSLE, I would say. And I actually went through to the next level of my life, to the next secondary school, which is Tanjong Katong Secondary School, right? Now that's where things begin having problems. Okay, so 6 months before O level, you all saw in the video, right? I scored 27 points, guys. 27 points. Let me just show you something. I'm gonna write on this thing. Can I write on this thing? Let me try. You see this math? Yeah, you can write on this thing, right? Mathematics, you see? I scored 52%, 46%, 48.3% for a D7. I got a D basically, right? Let me move the camera here a bit. And then you see, for additional math, I got 45, 30, 35.6. I got F9. F9 is the worst you can score. It's really, really the worst that you can score. Okay? And what happened is that my math was horrible. As you saw, I began hanging out with the wrong crowd. And I remember this day very, 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 very clearly. I want to say that very clearly. Why? Because my mom did not want to sign the paper. Did not want to sign the slip. Do you all feel that you all would be so dejected, so rejected, right, if your mom did not want to sign your examination slip? Of course, right? I felt that way. I felt like, what? I remember my mom said, this is not the kind of results that my son produces. Then she puts it away. She never throw, she just put it away, right? And then I was like, huh? What? So you're not going to sign it? No, I'm not going to sign it. I'm like, what? Then my late grandfather was there, right? He saw my results. He was very disappointed. He began crying. Now I'm like, huh? Why are you crying? It's just results. Then he began crying. He said, you can do a lot better than this. Then you know what I did? I saw my mom, right? My mom began crying. Then I began crying. Next thing you know, everyone was crying, and the whole house was flooded with all our tears. Dayong sampan, right? So that's what happened. No, that's not true. The tears part is not important. Not true. But the rest of it is true. Okay, and yeah. So that was when I woke up. I said, hey, I need to do something right now. Now I don't know how many of you are here at this particular spot. Like, you've tried so many times, you've done everything you could, and still you are not passing. Right? That's why I'm actually there. I'm actually what's the word? I'm actually here, to help you. You see? That's the reason why I'm giving this 10 weeks of classes. Never have I heard anyone giving 10 weeks of classes for free, right? So that's why I'm doing it for you guys. I want to make sure you all not only pass, I want to make sure you all succeed in math as well as in the future. And I hope by sharing my story today, you can actually get that as well. Okay? So as you saw, I was very lost. So I typed into Google how to get motivated, because I was super unmotivated. And you saw, I saw this guy called Tony Robbins, right? And he said about, if you listen to my motivational program for like the next 30 days, you'll get so pumped up, you will succeed, right? So I listened to it for 30 days, right? And guess what happened? I was super pumped up. You saw me studying, right, every single day until 2 to 3 a.m. My mother giving me a cup of Milo, right? Every single day. Now, you know how tiring that is? Every single day for the last 90 days, if I'm not mistaken, right? I did that. And what I did was, you all know what's the last 3 years of PSLE papers? You all had that book, right? I think I have this book here with me. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, so this is the book. Oh no, my virtual background. Okay, there you go, right? So this book, right, is 3 years worth of PSLE papers. I had this book called a 10-year series, which was 10 years worth of O-level papers. And guess what I did, guys? I did all 10 years of papers. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And by the end of it, I was so, how to say, if let's say I'm not smart, right, I would be smart, because after 3 times of doing 10 years of papers, I mean, you did 30 years of papers, right, you will confirm see patterns, right, and you begin to this is easy, I know how to do this, this is easy, I know how to do this. So it's similar to you doing these 3 years of papers, right, this book, right, you do it 10 times, you do it, correct, 10 times, correct. Okay, man, if you do it 10 times over, do you think you'll be very smart by the end? Most probably, right? Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. That is a simple thing that you can do right now. If you're wondering, how do I pass math? I saw one person said, how do I pass math, right? So make sure that you actually do that. Go and do that at home. And that's, by the way, that's what Liana did as well. She was very, very hardworking. You need to be hardworking, because now you got 94 days left, guys. Okay, so here's what happened. After I got so pumped out, I did all the work 1 month before O-levels. Take a look, guys. I got 18 points. Good, no? That's not what? That's not was 27. By the way, 27 means it's very, very bad. The higher it is, the worse it is. So let me give you an example. 6 O-levels, right, is like this, no? You take 6 subjects. Okay? If you take 6 subjects, and the best score you can get is what? You can get an A1. A1 is the best, right? So if you got 6 subjects, right? Let's say you get English, you get A1, that's 1 point. Let's say math, you get 1, you get 1 point, that's 2 points. Maybe science, you get 1, you get 1 point, that's 3 points. So the best ever that you can get, right, is actually what? 6 points. And look at what I got. I got 27 points. Basically, I cannot go anywhere, guys. Can't go anywhere. No JC, no junior college will accept me. Very unlikely that a polytechnic might take me. If they do take me, it's like one of the worst or one of the, like, you know, leftover courses that I don't even want to do. Yeah. So that's when I woke up and you see what happened. I went to 27 to 18. Is that good or not? How many points is that? From 27 to 18 points. I dropped by 9. I minus 9, right? So I minus 9, I get 18 so far. And look at my math, guys. Oh, look at my math, look at my math, look at my math. A2. Wow. Remember just now was D7, remember? D7, you see this one? D7 to A2. And look at my A math, additional math. Additional math is a harder math, okay? I got a C5 from an F9. So I improved by 4 grades for A math, and I improved by 5 grades for E math. And that's the reason why I'm here to teach you, right? Because I've done it before. I've done the comeback story and all that kind of stuff, yeah? And of course, this signature was a lot easier to get. Right, my mom was quite happy, yeah. But still, 18 points is not so good. I couldn't get into any good schools. So what happened was I went to Meridian, yes, Meridian Junior College for my first 3 months. Yeah, I enjoyed myself there. My believe it or not, the Tanjong Katong Secondary School principal moved to Meridian JC, and I was quite comfortable there. I enjoyed myself. But then, right, do you think I stopped here 1 month before O levels? I just stopped studying? Of course not, right? I studied even harder, studied even longer, right? Despite all the tiredness, I still went on. And guess what happened, guys? Ta-da! O-level results came. And when O-level results came, guys, right? Let me just share with you, okay? I was standing in line, right? And I swear, my heart was just like beating like so fast, I could hear it in my ears. I don't know whether you've had such an experience before. Maybe you run 1.6 or whatever, right? You feel your heart beating. I felt that way. My palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Eminem. So that's what happened. And then what happened next was I finally reached that line. I looked at my teacher, and my teacher smiled at me and said, "Congratulations, you did a good job." And I looked down, guys, and I saw these grades for the first time. I see A1, I see A1. I'm like, wait, how many A's did I get? I got 4 A's. Now you gotta remember, I went from 27 points to 10 points. So to see this improvement was amazing. And look at my math, guys. I got an A1. Look at that. A1, 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 right? And my A math, okay, not so bad, B3. Not enough time to do the book 3 times, right? And as a result, I got 10 points. And 10 points allows me to go to a school that is really amazing. But guess what? I also had minus 4 basically. Why? Because 2 for my CCA. Because I did very well for my CCA. I was in soccer as well as computer club as well as the student council, right? And this one, and the other 2 points that I get, right? So here's minus 2, is for my higher mother tongue. So if those of you who are really good in your mother tongue, right, please do take higher mother tongue at secondary school, because it gives you a great advantage of being able to minus 2 points, and that makes a huge difference. You see, I just give you an idea, right? From 10 points, I could go to some of maybe like the top 7 to 6 schools, right? But with 6 points, I can go to the top 3 junior colleges in Singapore, and I did, right? I went to Victoria Junior College. Whoa! How cool is that, right? So of course, again, I wanted to go to Raffles, but obviously from my point of view, 27 points was so far away. To go to Victoria JC was just amazing. Okay, so how many of you are loving this story so far? Please type in the word "I love it." I love it. Okay, so and when I reached Victoria Junior College, right, guys, here's what happened. Okay, I want to show off I say like, hey, I got 6 points, smart. And then I walk to the different people but these are all my friends, yeah. So this is me. If you haven't noticed yet, that's me, right? If I'm not mistaken, this was Valentine's Day. That's why I have a flower over here, right? We were giving out flowers to our friends, and I got one. I think I can't remember, or was I can't remember anyway. But long story short is all these friends of mine, right? When I first met them, right, I asked them, hey, how many points did you score for your O levels? I want to show off I say I got 6 points. So let's say I went to George. This is George. Okay, George, what's your O-level score? Josh like, I got 2 points. Wait, what? Did you say you scored 2 points? Yeah, I scored 2 points. Guys, you know what's 2 points? Right? That means, right, he scored 6 A1s, and he got, what, -2 for his higher mother tongue, -2 for his CCA, so he got only 2 points. Basically, it's a perfect score, guys. Perfect score. And guess what? I went to the next person. Maybe I went to Kaman, right? Kaman over here, this girl, one of my best friends. Hey, Kaman, what's your score for O levels? She said 2. 2. And again, there's another perfect score. And I went around, right, guys, literally, right, 3/4 of the room, all of these friends of mine, right, I never met before, like, at that point in time, they scored 2 points there. Perfect score, you know. And I was like, what? I'm like a small fish in a big pond with a lot of big fish around me, and most probably gonna get eaten alive, right? And that's what happened. So just to give you an example, right, I go to class, right? I can go and learn the exact same thing, learn the exact same lesson, be with the exact same teacher, right? And here's what happens, guys. I enter the same library, I study with them, right? And they don't study any further. Come back after 3 months, we take an exam. They score an A, I score a D. That's how smart they are. They are the kind of students who just absorb things. And I must tell you something, I'm not one of those people, right? I need to repeat it so many times until I get it into my system, into my brain, and then finally can I get good at it. So I hope that you do not feel discouraged if, let's say, you don't take things very fast. And in this program, right, I will be actually going through a lot of this repetitively, so that you all can actually get it. Okay? Understand? So remember this, even if you are at a disadvantage, you don't have a very good memory, you still can do well. You all know who's The Rock. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, right? So that guy, right? So that guy, he always says this thing, right? He says, be the hardest worker in the room, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You get it? That's a really, really good quote. Can you please type into the chat box? Type in, be the hardest worker in the room. Can you do that, guys? Put that, be the hardest worker in the room. Okay. Why is my thing not loading? Okay, it's loading now. Be the hardest worker in the room. Oops, sorry. Right. So put that, be the hardest worker in the room. Right, type in there, be the hardest worker in the room. Now, so I want you to be the hardest worker in the room. You got 94 days, guys. A lot of things can change. Okay, if you're scoring a U grade right now, you can jump easily to a pass, right? A D or a C. If you're scoring a C right now or a D, you can easily go to an A or B. If you're scoring a B or an A right now, you can easily go to an A star if you be the hardest worker in the room. Okay, so I really hope that gets into your brains, gets into your mind, like The Rock says, be the hardest worker in the room, focus. Okay, so that's what happened, guys. And believe it or not, like, out of this whole class of my friends, right, they would not only had perfect scores, half of them had scholarships. You know what scholarship not? A scholarship means, right, for example, George over here, okay, I don't know whether he will mind me talking about him, but George over here, right, had a MINDEF scholarship, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Singapore Armed Forces, SAF? I can't remember. So one of the army groups, right, in Singapore. Army outfits, I guess. I don't know what to say. Okay, anyway, so he already had a job waiting for him even before he left school, even before he went to university. In fact, they would actually pay for his schooling for the until university to make sure that they can keep him as someone who will work for them in the future. Now, how amazing is that? Now, that just opens up my mind to possibilities, and which is why I'm right now teaching you. I want to make sure that you open up your eyes to what is possible. Alright, imagine that if you want to go to the UK and study whatever it is, right? Let's say you want to study architecture, you want to study mathematics, you want to study science, whatever you want to study, right? And go to Harvard, for example, you can, and guess what? They will pay for you. Because why? Because you've shown that you are somebody who is reliable, somebody who is smart, somebody who is capable. So I want to open up your eyes. Don't just focus on passing the math paper. Focus on actually doing so good that you yourself shock yourself, surprise yourself. Okay? So that's my story, guys. And finally, I went to National University of Singapore. That's my mom over here. Any of you here from Opera Estate Primary School? Not? If I'm not mistaken, some of you are from Opera Estate Primary School. My mom did tell you guys about the link to join the Facebook group, right? Can you please let me know? Are you guys actually in this? Any of you from OEPS? Because my mom is actually the drink stall auntie from Opera Estate Primary School. Okay, so guys, important, yeah. Make sure that you know that I come from very humble beginnings. Yeah, I don't come from a rich family or whatever it is. I come from a very humble beginning. Yeah, and thank God lah, right? Everything has worked out so well, and that's why I wanted to pass it on to you as well. I want to make sure that you know how important your education is. I want to make sure that you know that this PSLE is not just fun and games. It really has a huge impact in your life. When you go to PSLE, after you do PSLE, it will actually help you to go to a school that you want, right? Or if you don't do well, it will bring you to a school that you don't want, and then it will change the trajectory or the path that you're going through forever, right? And I'll just share with you one quick story, okay? I had a friend of mine, okay? He's a really great guy, right? In Hague Boys Primary School, I know of him, right? We were friends, and you know, after secondary school, we went our separate ways, right? And I would bump into him again in national service, and I was shocked, guys. I was shocked because this guy, he's amazing, by the way. He's a great guy. I love him. He actually had a very similar story to mine, right? His grandfather passed away, if I'm not mistaken, and then after that he had also hang out with the wrong group, the gangs and the kids who were very naughty, right? And unfortunately he joined a gang, and when I met him in national service, he had tattoos all over his arms, but he covered because he was not very proud of it, and he actually was turning over a new leaf, right? It was really good for him, and I just thank God because I could have been him. I could have been in his shoes. And that was the day, guys, that I decided I'm going to make sure that I dedicate my life to helping children just like yourself. Because sometimes all you need is just a small little nudge in the right direction. Correct or not? For example, you might not be able to do well right now, but if I will push you from wherever I am right now, and that's the amazing part about Facebook, right? I have one classroom. I'm in my room, guys. I'm in my room. And there are 347 of you out here. Now imagine how much impact, right, it can create for you, for the people out here. So can you do me a favor, guys? I just want to ask a favor right now. Okay, can you please do me a favor? Please just do me a favor. Please share. Click the button share on this video right now. Do you see the button that says share? Right? Drop it a like. Drop a love, and please do me a favor. Please share this on your Facebook page. Okay, why? Because I want to make sure that I get this out to as many people as possible, and I really, really hope that you guys can help me with that. Okay, I don't ask for any payment. I just ask for your help to share this because why? I want to help more kids. Okay, can we do it, guys? Can we take like 30 seconds to just do that right now? Okay, let me just read your comments. Okay, I can't really focus with so many things going on. Okay, so I see from Sinmin Primary School. Oh, quite a few from Sinmin. You're weak at math, Unity. Any of you from Opera Estate? No? I don't see any Opera Estate. Ah, okay, cool. Damai, Fengshan, Marsiling. Oh wow, Marsiling, all the way in Woodlands, isn't it? Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Alright. So let's go ahead. Let's continue. So this is my story, guys. This is my mom. And that's my end of my story. This guy over here, right, is my late uncle. He just passed away a few years ago. Very sad because he was very young. He's almost like my brother, right? If some of you might know him, he's last time in the radio all the time, like Gus Aspa, property agent from Propnex. And I love him dearly. He was the guy who really helped me to study for the O levels. And I hope that, I can be the same person for you as well. All right. So that's it. That's the end of my story. I've helped Liana, right? You can see over here. Can I zoom in? I cannot. 18% to 100%, right? Declan over here from 59% all the way to 100% also. These two kids are my 100% club people. This boy, quite recent one, right? I think it's in 2019 or 2018, right? He went from a D to a C in the prelims, and then finally an A for the PSLE all within 1 year. Good? Very good. And imagine, guys, if they can do it, right, so can you. Can you do me a favor? Type into the chat, say, if they can do it, so can I. Right, please type in there. If they can do it, so can I. Alright, so 6 months after joining, this boy over here, sorry, he already scored an A, right? But then he finally scored an A star for the PSLE. Martin, he's much older now, most probably 16 or something like that. This girl, from 6 months after joining Math Project, she scored 85% for the SA2. Amazing. This boy over here went from an E grade, right, in Teluk Kurau Primary School, and he worked hard. He got a D for the PSLE, or a C for the PSLE, right? Much better. And in 3 months to straight A's in both Sec 1 and Sec 2, then he said bye bye to me already. Because why? He's very good in math already. He's got straight A's, guys, straight A's. Okay, and then we move on to the next one. I think that's it. Yep. Okay, so the reason why I'm sharing all this with you guys, because so that if they can do it, so can you. Do you believe that or not? If they can do it, right, so can you. And you got 94 days left, which means that you got time. Okay, you have time. So I'm going to share with you something. This is my latest results from the Math Prodigies classes that I take personally, PSLE students, 2019 PSLE. Now, have you tried the PSLE 2019 paper? Do you know how difficult that paper was? It was ridiculously difficult, okay? And yet, 1 out of 3 students scored an A or A star. So, oh wow, I can zoom. I know that. Okay, so 1 out of 3 students scored an A or A star. That means if you have 3 students in my class, right? Example, 1 of them will score A or A star, number 2 will score a B, and the last one will score a C or a D. Okay, but why? Because the last one started from a U, yeah? And more than 2 out of 3 students scored at least a B. So take a look, guys. Honey, for example, she this was mid-year exam. In her mid-year, she scored 90%. Okay, very close to A star already. PSLE, she's got an A star. Okay, this girl over here, Aura, from an A already, she secured her A. Joven, 68.5% to an A. IC, 76% to an A. Keep it up. This girl was the biggest improvement from a C, 50%, exactly, 50%, just pass, to an A for the PSLE. 63% from a B to an A, and lastly, we secure his A, 84%. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is not to impress you, I'm not flexing or whatever, is to impress upon you one thing. Notice something, the mid-year exam results, guys, are very close to your PSLE results. Do you notice that? Your mid-year exam results are very close to your PSLE results. And you guys, for most of you, you do not have a prelim, you don't have a mid-year exam paper. And so there's no like wake-up call for you guys, and you don't know how you're doing, right? Which is why for my Math Project students, I actually set a exam for them, and a very close to PSLE standard, so that they know where they are, and they know when to buck up or not, or how much to buck up. They all need to buck up, okay? Some of you are here, right? So some of you, my students who are here, Nabila, I think who else is here? Guys, those of you who are here for my classes, where there's only like 8 of us, 6 of us, can you say hi so that I know you are here? Yep. Okay, so yeah, so you see, guys, important, your mid-year exams are very close to your PSLE results. So with that in mind, that's the reason why I want to work with you on this. Okay, so now before we go there, let me just share with you something, an important strategy. Okay, let me look for a space where I can write this down. Okay, let's write on Google. Okay, guys, you all know what is the breakdown of the PSLE paper? There are 2 papers, right? There are paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, now do you remember what is the score for paper 1 and what's the score for paper 2? Guys, do you all know what's the score for paper 1 and what's the score for paper 2? I saw your TikTok video. Yeah, I've like 45,000 people, followers on my TikTok. Yeah, so if you haven't seen my TikTok, go and follow me on TikTok. It's called coach.saiful. Okay, it's right down here, okay? Just in case you all want to follow me later on. I got some math tricks over there. It's called coach.saiful on TikTok. Yeah. So, yes, correct. Nida Aziz, 45 and 55. Farouk is here. Hello, Farouk. Okay, 45 and 55. So 45 and 55, you're correct, guys. You are absolutely correct. Now let me show you a trick. Okay, now a lot of students, right, what happens is they don't do well because of paper 2. Correct? How many of you here do not like problem sums at all? Raise your hand. Okay, cannot raise your hand lah. Just type in me. Just type in me so that I know, right? A lot of you don't like problem sums, and a lot of you tend to score maybe between 30 to 35. Just put there 35 lah. Let's put 30 lah, 30. You know what? I'm gonna give you more by 35. Okay, but here's the problem. Paper 1, even though it's much easier, right, guys? Most of you are still scoring between 30 to 35 still. So let's say you score 30 out of 45, right? Plus 35, right? How much you score? You only score a 65%. Correct, right? And however, what I want to do with you in this program, right, is to strengthen your paper 1 and give you a good understanding of the basic methods for paper 2 as well. Okay, but paper 1 is my key thing first. Why? Because imagine if you don't score 30, I always tell my students, you must score between 40 minimum to 45, full marks out of 45. And is it possible? The answer is yes, highly possible. So imagine let's say you don't even score 45, you score 40 out of 45, guys, for paper 1, plus you score 35 out of 55 for paper 2. Don't you get an A? Right? You score a 75%, you get an A. Much easier, right? And it's easier to score on the paper 1 than it is to score on the paper 2. You see what I mean? Now, let's say some of you are overall generally very weak. I know some of you are here are very, very weak, right? So maybe you scored, let me see. Paper 2 out of 55, you don't even pass. Maybe you score 20 only. Right? 20 only. But your paper 1 also, you also score 20 only. And what happened? 20 plus 20 is only 40. That's why you fail, right? But imagine again, if only we can strengthen paper 1, which is, by the way, a lot easier to improve on than paper 2, and we jump to a 40 out of 45. You suddenly go from 40 out of 100, 40%, you get, even though you don't change anything about your problem sums, let's say, you already score 60%. Right? So it makes a huge difference if you score on the paper 1, which is why I'm going to be focusing on the paper 1. Okay, so let's go back to the story. Okay, so far everyone okay not? Okay, do me a favor, guys. Can you do me a favor? Can you please type into the comments box? Alright, type into the comments box. Write down there, what is your target for PSLE mathematics? For example, you can put there, my target is A. So you want to score, maybe put there 75%. Some of you want to score 95%. Some of you want to score 55%. Whatever it is, can you please type into the box right now? I want to take a look. Let me go and get some water, okay, because I've been talking for the last 48 minutes. Okay, I see C, 85%. I'm lagging, guys. Okay, I cannot do anything about it because I'm already like fully on my power. I think it's just the internet. Just wait for a while, okay? 95%, 70%. A plus. You got A plus, A star, you mean? A star. High B. Rashida says high B. Mimi says 70%. Madam Sue, 70%. I guess these are all your parents' names, Zubaida, Norita, 80%, 75%. Full marks. Wow. Okay. Target is A. Alright, very good. So a lot of you have very, very good targets. Okay, so A star, A, 80%. There's a C, right? So those of you are scoring, want to score a C, right? Here's my take on it. Okay? My take on it is that you should never aim for a C. Because aiming for a C is like just aiming for like a really low score. You should always aim higher. Later I'll share with you more about this. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's move on. I'm gonna go into a very important story right now. Okay, this is where I do the NLP part. Okay, are you guys okay? Can you do me a favor? Are you ready to listen to a story? If you're ready, please type in ready. Ready. Can you aim for a B? Yes, of course. You can aim for a B. Alamak, guys, I cannot do anything about the lag, guys. Okay, I can't do anything. I just gotta wait for the internet to go. Ready like eclair. What? Ready, yeah? Okay, ready for the story. Okay, ready? Everybody? Alright. Do you know what picture this is? Okay, this one not oral exam. I'm not going to give you an oral exam. Okay, I'm giving you basically a scenario. Do you know what picture this is? Okay, so yes, this, some of you are correct. Okay, this is actually the scene at a school PSLE results day. Now, I want you to imagine this is your school. For example, it's your school. Okay, imagine them, all of these kids wearing like your uniform. Okay, and you are somewhere in the mix. Maybe you're sitting over here, or maybe sitting over here, wherever it is. Okay, and this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, everyone's gonna come up to the hall. They're gonna sit in a row, right, in their classes, and one by one, right, the form teacher, right, is gonna pass you the results. And guess what? The parents are everywhere watching. Your parents included lah. Now, is that nerve-wracking or not? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is crowded lah, but like you said, some of you saying COVID-19 how? Maybe a bit different, right? Maybe a bit different. But still, it's going to be very nerve-wracking. Because why? This is the results that you will be facing that will change your life. To be honest, these results will change your life. Okay? If you do very, very well, it will change your life. If you do very, very, very badly, it will also change your life for the worst. Right? So you want to make sure you aim high and score that score that you want to get. Now, important. Let's get ready. Okay? Okay, I'll share you the story now. Okay, so the story is this. Last year in 2019, my cousin, right, Akil, from Casuarina Primary School, okay, he basically had his PSLE results day. By the way, do y'all know when the PSLE results day is or not? Y'all know when or not? It is roughly about a month after the PSLE. Okay, so that means it's roughly gonna be about November, mid-November. Right? Okay, so guys, make a guess. How far away is that from today? What's the number? Wow, you got the date 18 November. Serious Wow, that's good, man. That's good. Okay, so you all know lah. So basically, it's 18 November. Wow, that's good. Thank you for the information. I didn't even know that. And scary, scary, man. Okay, so important. Okay, I'm gonna share your story now. So basically, I went to the school, Casuarina Primary School. Okay, I was slightly late. I think I was about 5 minutes late. And when I reached there, right, okay, it was silent, guys. It was silent. Like, I've never heard a school that silent before. Okay, and as I entered the school, right, I walked down the school walkway. I walked to the walkway, right. Then there's people showing me, okay, this is the stairs to the hall, right. And then finally, I went up the staircase. Right, and still it was silent. I'm like, did I come on the wrong day? Or did I come at the wrong time? And normally it's always on a Friday lah. It's always on a Friday afternoon at 2 p.m, 2:30 p.m, that kind of thing. So I went up the staircase, right, and I still was silent. Then I kept looking, where is this hall? I turned around, I walked in front, and then I like, I saw the hall. Okay, and the hall was full, just like in this photo, guys. It was completely full. At the back, right, there will be chairs where all the parents will be seated. Okay, at the back are all the chairs where the parents will be seated, and that's where your parents will sit. Okay, and I sat over there, right, and I saw my cousin. He was at one of the classes lah, in front 6 don't know what I can't remember already. There's so many classes 6-1, 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, something like that. Okay, now here's what happened. Okay, the first thing that happens was the principal. The principal comes up. Okay, I want to imagine now. Okay, let's do this. Let's imagine. I want you to imagine right now. It is your PSLE results day. Okay, you go up, you go into the school, right, and it was completely silent. Your mom and your dad are just next to you, and you guys are nervous. Like, you all are crazy nervous. All of you, not only your mom and dad, maybe your mom and dad are even more nervous for you, right? But you are also very, very nervous, right? Your face maybe a bit pale, and you see all your friends coming in, and they're also looking the same way. Nobody is smiling. You all go up the hall together. The prefect or whatever tells your mom and your dad to sit down at the back, and then you go and join your class. And when you sit there, nobody says a single thing. You don't hear anyone. You see your friends' faces everywhere were like super scared, right? And it was completely silent. And then suddenly the principal comes up. Okay, so the principal comes up. The principal comes up the stage. And this was what I witnessed, okay? The principal comes on stage, and suddenly the principal says, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Casuarina Primary School PSLE Results Day. Then he begins talking, right? He begins telling the story about how the school has done, what's the school's mission, so on and so forth. And he made some really lame jokes in between, and nobody laughed. And then he tried again, making some lame jokes, and then nobody laughed again. And then the third time, I think everyone was like, hey, can you just tell us what's the results like, okay, right? And then he went on to tell us the results, and this was the very fun part. So he said, okay, now before we give the results to everyone, boys and girls, every one of you here included, I'm gonna first share who are the top most improved students in Casuarina Primary School. Wow! Then you hear, whoa! You hear this voice throughout. Whoa! Okay, and here's what happened. The moment he said that, right, everyone was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, who's gonna be the top most improved, right? And he said, okay, for example, he said, let me give you a name, okay, for example, okay, Rina from 6'3", please stand up. Wow, then Rina stands up. Maybe Adil from 6'2", please stand up. Maybe who's this? Nabila from 6'1", please stand up, right? Then they stand up, And the moment they stand up, right, guys, you hear the parents clapping like it was a football game. Like, whoa, whoa, amazing, good job, that's my son, that's my daughter. Right? And you see crazy atmosphere. Suddenly from like quiet, like a library, right, it became like a football stadium, it's amazing. They were clapping, and as the principal read more and more names, right, the more they clap, the louder they clap, and at the end they clap one whole time for the whole group who was standing. Amazing, right? You want to be in this group, okay? And then there's a second group. He said, now we're gonna introduce you to the people who scored the top in the whole school. And guess what, guys? Most of them come from one class. They come from 6'1". Right? As I was watching, everyone came from 6'1". So for example, let's say, Alice. Okay, one. Jaira. Whoever it is. Salam. Or whoever it is. Muhammad. Whatever it is. All stand up, right? So from 6'1", stand up. Then let's, who else? I got no more names, guys. Haris. Level 6'1", stand up. Whoever it is. Isaac. Number 6'1", stand up. And you all stand up, right? And then you hear the applause. Whoa. The second round, guys. They all do kalang wave. Whoa. It was crazy. The atmosphere was crazy. Okay, it was amazing. And these are the boys and girls who scored like straight A star, right? Score 4 A star. I think there was some that took second language, a third language. Like, wow, crazy, right? These are the top scorers, right? And they all came from 6'1". I got one girl who I saw from 6'3". And all this time, right, guys, I didn't see my cousin stand up. I didn't see him stand up for the most improved. I did not see him stand up for the top in the whole level. I didn't see any of this. Okay, and very importantly, very importantly, here's what happened. Okay, the next part, I was scared. Do you think I would be nervous? Of course I'll be nervous. As his cousin, I'll be very nervous. I bet his parents, his mom would be actually a lot more nervous than I am. And at this point, right, after all that, he said, okay, now, kids, it's now your turn to take the results. Suddenly you hear everyone go, then you hear one girl say, screaming, right? And then finally they say, okay, one by one, then you see the teachers, the form teachers coming like an army from the sides of the hall, and then they stand right in front at the tables with that box of all your results. Oh my goodness, oh my god. I'm getting nervous. Are you getting nervous? Right? Okay, then here's what happened. So you all will stand in your register number. So number 1, number 2, number 3. So any of you number 1 here? If you're number 1 in class, right, guys, I tell you, bad luck. You'll be the first one to take. Okay? So remember, my number is always 36. Okay? 36 my number. So what happened was this. Okay? So one by one, they all stand up, right? And then they take the results. And let me show you, here's what happened. There are only 3 reactions that's possible from the person who gets the results. Okay? First reaction. They take the result, right, guys? They turn around and you see their face, right? Like want to cry. So sad. I don't know why I'm laughing now, but it's very sad. No? You see the face, right? They turn around, they like want to cry already. and then they just stand there and don't want to walk to their parents. Okay, and if they do walk, when they finally walk to their parents, they be very, very slow. They walk very, very slowly to their parents, and when they walk slow to their parents, right, you know, right, this result not a good one, right? Okay. Second reaction is this boy or girl turns around. It's like, yeah, he or she will scream or shout and will be like, go nuts, will run like a monkey and go to the parents like, yeah, I did it, and you see them like hugging and like, yeah, good job, blah blah blah, right? Reaction number 2. Reaction number 3, okay, the boy or girl turns around and this is what you see, and they just walk with no expression in their face. Okay, make a guess. My cousin, right? Which one was his reaction? Was it number 1, where he was very sad, number 2, where he's very happy, or number 3, where there was no reaction? Make a guess. Which one was it? What was my cousin's reaction? Number 1, number 2, or 3? Please type into the box. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so no, it's not 1. Thank God it was not 1. I'll be very sad. It's not 2 either. Okay, it's actually 3. So he turned around, right, guys? He got no reaction, lah. This guy got no reaction. And you know what happened? He just walked, not to us, not to his mom or to me. He just sat down back in his class. And I was like, what? What is wrong with this boy? And then after that, finally, right, we waited for everyone to get the result. Then finally, they can stand up, right, and go to the parents. So he finally moved to us with his face like he looked very, very sad. Then he came to me, guys. Then he gave me a big hug. He gave me a big hug. Then he looked very sad. Then I looked down. I said, Akil, how? What happened? What did you get? He said, I cannot go to the school that I want. Then I'm like, huh? What's your score? Right? And he said, I scored 237. Then I'm like, what? You made me scared. Oh, you made me think that you failed or whatever. You scored 237. No, he said. And I told him, so what school you want to go to? He said, I want to go to Tanjung Katong Secondary School. Then I'm like, what? No, 237 can definitely go to Tanjung Katong Secondary School. Then he's like, huh, really? Yay! His face changed to number 2. Right? Now, here's what I want to tell you guys, okay? I want you to think about it. In just 100 plus days, no, about 120 days away, okay, you will be in the exact same position as my cousin. You will be in the exact same position. Which one will you be in? Number 1, number 2, number 3? And let me tell you what, number 1, you don't want to be in that position. I saw this girl, right? She got her results, right? She turned, right? Immediately she fell to her knees, like drama. No? She fell to her knees. Like I was watching a drama. She fell to her knees and she cried like so loudly. I was devastated. I was so sad to see that girl crying, and I know that she did very, very poorly, right? Imagine how your parents would feel if your parents saw that. If her parents saw that, when her parents saw that. Imagine if your parents saw you doing that, what would happen, right? Very, very, very sad for you. And of course, you don't want to be in that position, which is why you got 94 days to change that future once and for all. Or do you want to be in that position where, you know, you are happy, you are excited, right? You go run and round like a monkey, and then finally you go to your parents and climb on it. Yeah, I did it. Which one do you want to be in? And what you decide today will change your destiny once and for all. So let me ask you a question, guys. Do you decide? D-E-C-I-D-E, decide. It comes from this Latin word called decidere, which means to cut off any other possibilities. Do you decide to succeed? Okay? If you decide to succeed, please type in the chat, you put in, I decide to succeed. Okay? Everyone, please type in there. I decide to succeed. Okay? Alright, please type in. I want to make sure that everyone types this in before we continue. It's very important. And by the way, guys, the very important is this. You must realize something. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you screw this up, right, game over. Okay, so you must decide to succeed today. Can you please type in, I decide to succeed? I'm not going to continue until everyone types this in. Please type this in. I decide to succeed. Yes, that's right, guys. And by the way, I'm not talking nonsense now, right? You all must realize something. There's a reason why I'm doing this instead of doing the math. in the first session, right? I don't know whether we have time to do some math. Most probably we will, but this is so important because why? At the start of anything, right, that you do, you must start by getting motivated first, right? And then after that, we're gonna set some goals for you, and then after that, we're gonna start the math. Can? Okay, so I hope that you don't think, hey, please go faster. This one, so why are you talking nonsense? I'm not talking nonsense. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this is very important for your mindset. Okay, so I see a lot of people type in, I decide to succeed. Good job. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so now that you've decided to succeed, let's define what success is. Okay, have you all played this before? Okay, some of you already know the story a lot of times. You've heard the story a lot of times. Okay, so this is a bow and arrow lah. So we're playing archery, right? I played archery. Any of you played archery before? Type in yes if you played archery before. Okay, so archery, right, is a sport that I've not tried, but I've always wanted to try, and I finally got to try it about 2 years ago. And when I was there, right, guys, I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like the green arrow, right? And I took the arrow, I start shooting, right? And here's the sad part, lah. Okay, so I learned the basics from the coach. I took the arrow, I aim. What do you think I aim for? Of course, lah, I aim for the bullseye, right? I aim for the bullseye. So I pull. And what happened? It landed here. And it landed here, guys. Can you see not? Here. Okay, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. So what I did was I took the arrow. I pull hard. Until shaking. Let go. And it landed somewhere here. Then the third time, you know what? I'm gonna watch a YouTube video. So I go and watch a YouTube video, guys. And this YouTube video, right, showed the world champion in archery. It's a Korean lady. Wow, she was so, her moves were so graceful, so beautiful. She like moved like that, like movie. Take the thing, pull and and so I tried to do the same. Right? I take the thing, I pull it, and like, and then and the thing landed somewhere here, and you realize that it never goes any higher. It just goes there, right? And the coach saw me doing that, and he came over like, hello sir, what are you doing? I'm trying to hit the bullseye. Then he was like, can I ask you a question? What are you aiming for? And I'm like, the bullseye, right? The bullseye. I was aiming for the bullseye. It's like, that's why you are failing. What do you mean? I mean, I'm aiming for the bullseye. I should be targeting the bullseye. What? They said, no, that's wrong. I said, you see, when you are shooting at a target, there's a lot of things that are going against you, right? Number one, there's gravity. Gravity will always be pushing down the arrow. Correct? Number two, there is wind resistance. There is the weight of the arrow. There's so many things that are against you. So when you are aiming for the bullseye, you never aim at the bullseye. That's it. Where you aim? You say you aim higher. I'm like, oh wow. So I cannot aim at the bullseye. I must aim somewhere here. You see that? Or I aim somewhere here. Also can, depending on how far the distance is from the target. And that's exactly what I did, guys. The next arrow, I shoot. And boom! It landed somewhere here. Right? Then I try again. Maybe higher a bit. Or maybe it landed here. Right? And that's what happened. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that is such an amazing analogy. You know what's analogy? No? It means like amazing comparison, amazing story to compare, to tell you that in life, just like in archery, you must always aim higher. Because the chances are that if you aim low, you will only go lower. Correct? So you see, if I aim at a target here, right? Let's say I aim for, let's say this is my A, 75%. I aim for A. I say I want to score 75%. You know what happened? You will drop. Because why? Over time, things happen. Life happens. You get unmotivated, maybe you get fall sick, maybe it goes down and go down, you lose motivation, right? And what happened? You drop all the way to a 55%. So that's what happens when you set targets, guys. Which is why right now I want to ask you, what is your target? Okay, so for example, if you're aiming for 75%, you want to get an A, right? What should you be aiming for? You should be aiming for an A star. Okay, trust me on this. If you want to score an A star, then how? If you want to score 91%, what should you be targeting? You should be targeting an A star also, but the A star is gonna be 100% A star, full marks. If let's say you're aiming for a B, then you aim for a B. How much is a B? 65%, right? Hold on, I have these numbers here. I tend to forget the number for the grades. Hold on, give me a second. Grid. Okay, here you go. So let's say you want to aim for you want to score a B, and the B is 60 to 74%. So what do you aim for, guys? You aim for an A lah, 75%. You get it? And it goes like that. So always aim one grade higher. And for the last one, which is A star, you don't aim grade higher, just aim for 100%. Okay, so I want to know now, what is your target? Can you please type into your chat box, what is your target? Also, I want to ask you guys, can you do me a favor? Please write this on a piece of paper. What is your target for PSLE Math? Okay, what is your target for PSLE Math? Can you please type into the chat box? Okay, very good. I see your results. I see your target. Sorry, my battery was dying. So, yep, very good, guys. Very good. I see A star, A. Yes. Okay, awesome. Alright, so that's it. That's our target. Now, let me ask you more specifically. Can you please write this in a piece of paper? I'm aiming for an A star, right? However, what is the score you are getting now? So, for example, you are aiming for A star. That's your aim. Okay, right down there. My aim is A star, right? What am I scoring now? Maybe you're scoring a B. So how much more must you score? You must improve by 2 grades. Make sense? In how long? In just 3 months. Now, let me ask you a question. 2 grades in 3 months, right, guys? Is it easy to do or not easy to do? It depends, It depends. If you're scoring from a U, you want to jump to a C, sorry, or a D, right? Then what happens is it's gonna be okay, gonna be a bit difficult also. But if you go from a A to an A star, that might be a lot more challenging, right? So it depends on where you are. Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. How many hours per day are you gonna dedicate to do this? Remember I told you, how many hours per day are you gonna dedicate to do this? Because for me, what I did was, I did every day until 2 or 3 a.m. That's almost like 4 hours of hardcore study. After doing homework, homework is not studying. Okay, guys? So, how many hours per day are you going to dedicate to do this? And the last question is, what school do you want to go to? Okay, so let me show you your PSLE grade, right, guys? This is the grade you want to go to, or this is the school you want to go to. Let me show you what the scores are for these secondary schools. Okay, let me share with you my screen. Oops, what is this about? Okay. Alright, take a look, guys. These are some of the top schools in Singapore. And I want to take a look at what the scores are. A lot of you think that Raffles is the top school, right, in Singapore. That's what I thought too, But then look at number 1. It's not Raffles. Raffles is number 5. Oh, so far away. Right? So number 1 is actually Hwa Chong. IP. IP is integrated program. Yeah. Raffles Girls, also IP. Number 2. Methodist Girls, IB, International Bachelorette. Number 4. Nanyang Girls High, IP. Then Raffles Institution, IP. So take a look, guys. So these are the rankings of the schools in Singapore. And look at the score that you need. You need 259, you need 259, you need 258. Yeah, so you go Raffles, you need 258. I got 241, right? Not enough. Yeah. And this is very important because I need you to know what is your actual target? What do you want to score? Okay, what do you want to score? Okay, so I'm gonna go down this list. Okay, can you please type into the chat box what school you want to go to? But remember, you want to aim higher. Okay, so go to a school that I want to type in a school that is like your dream school. Type in a school that is a dream school for you. That, you know, if you go to this school, like, oh my god, I've made it in life, right? Okay, so for me that school was Raffles lah. So I targeted Raffles. I didn't get Raffles. I go to Tanjung Katong Secondary School, right? So same for you. I want to target a school that's very, very good. And some of you might not know what school that is. So I'm gonna go down this list very quickly. Okay, so you see Dunman High. You see Dunman High. You see National JC. You see HIG St. Nicholas. You see ACS Independent. You see Catholic High. You see got a lot of girls' school lah. Why? Because girls smarter lor. Especially at this age, right? It's always girls are smarter than boys. Actually, not really. Actually, most boys are still playing around. That's why. Okay, girls are much more focused. Okay, St. Nicholas girls. My friend was from here. St. Nicholas, very good school. River Valley High. Singapore Chinese girls. Singapore Chinese girls O level. Singapore Malay girls. Don't have. Victoria School IP. Catholic High School. ACS Independent O level. Cedar girls. Paya Lebar Methodist girls. There's so many girls' schools. Then there's a boys' school, St. Joseph, SJI, IB, Temasek JC, IP. By the way, why is it JC? Because some of them, they take an integrated program. That means they go straight from secondary school, they straight away go JC. Okay, Anderson, Toa Payoh, CHIJ, Victoria. A lot of boys like to go to school. So 246. Okay, ACS Barker 245, Bukit Panjang Government High 245, Nanhua 245, St. Joseph 245, Nanchiao 244, Chung Cheng High 242, Crescent Girls 242, Fairfield Methodist School 242, St. Andrews 242. If you like rugby, you want to go to St. Andrews, go there. St. Margaret's 242, Swiss Cottage 242, Chung Cheng High 240. So you see, my score of 241, right, can only get me the top after 38. Right? So it's not very good still, right? It's not very good still. So you see, Anglican High 239, Commonwealth 239, Yishun Town 239. Okay, so these are all the schools. I will read until top 50. You choose one of the top 50. Okay, Ngee Ann Secondary 238, St. Joseph Convent 237, Mary Stella High 237, Kuo Chuan Presbyterian 236, Zhonghua 236, Fuhua 235, Presbyterian High 235. Tanjung Katong Girls 235. Okay, where's my school? Okay, I will read until my school a bit biased. Sinmin 235, Clementi Town 234, Riverside 234. Oh no, where's my school? Temasek Secondary 234. There you go. Holy Innocents 233, Kranji 233, and Tanjung Katong Secondary School 233. Okay, I shall read until there. Okay, three more. Darman Secondary, this is a very good school, 231, Edgefield Secondary 229, and St. Patrick's School 229. Okay, I shall stop there. Okay, out of these few that I've read, the top 60 schools in Singapore in secondary school out of a total of 150. So it's about 30%, 30+% lah, okay? If you really want to go for the top 20%, that means the first 30 schools, okay? If you want to go top 10 schools, it's the top 15. You see, from here until here. So which school do you want to go to? Can you please type in? Write in the paper what school you want to go to, guys. So you want to write down the school name and write down the score you need to get. Because why? It's not only math, right? There's English, there's science, there's mother tongue. Everything is in play. Okay, please take some time to do that now. Please write in the word. Okay, Nabila says 43. No, that's not Nabila. That's Alin, is it? Alin, 43. Alin is 238. Ngee Ann. Swiss Cottage. Okay, let me check for you. Okay, Swiss Cottage 242. Yeah. Okay, good. Cedar Girls and Raffles. Whoa, that's cool. I like Cedar Girls. A lot of my friends are from Cedar Girls. Very smart girls. Raffles Girls don't say lah. Raffles Girls very smart lah. Riverside 234. Yeah. My mom chooses for me. Don't lah. You're also going to be spending the school, right? You must also jointly decide on the school together. Later you go to school you don't like for 4 years of your life, right? And that's your best years. My best years in school was in secondary school. So fun. I enjoyed it so much. You want to go to a school where, like, if you like a CCA, like for example, you like to play soccer or whatever it is, right? Or maybe you like band, right? For example, for Tanjong Katong Secondary School, they have their specialty. We are very good at band, TK band. We're very good at the choir. We're very good at soccer. These three things are very, very good in Tanjong Katong. Yeah. So you want to know what these are lah, basically. Okay. Number 8. Number 8 is what? St. Nicholas. I like St. Nicholas. Very good. Madrasah Aljunied 230. Yeah. I didn't know Madrasah Aljunied had a number so high. 230. Okay, if you do not know which one to go, right, guys, you must decide. Cut off other possibilities. Decide now. Okay, decide now. Victoria School is 252, sorry. IP lah, 252. The normal one, secondary school, the O level is 246. So my suggestion, if you want to go to Victoria, go for the higher one, 252. Very fun, guys. Victoria School, a lot of my friends are from from there as well. You got a scholarship? What scholarship? At this age? Netball. Netball. Okay, I don't know what school is good at netball. You probably will know better than me. Hwa Chong. Okay, alright, cool. Okay, so please write that down. Okay, so now we've gotten like an idea. Okay, I'm almost done with this section. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this section with a very powerful thing. Let me stop sharing first. So now you have 3 things, right? Just now we wrote down already. Okay, so you had your aim, your current grade, how many grades away you are, how many hours you're going to spend. Okay, my suggestion, guys, from now on, 90 days, right, you should be spending minimum 1.5 hours, if not 2 hours per day. Remember I told you there was this girl, Aisha, who went from, from 50%, this one I put star here, from 50% to an A, right? It's a big feat. It's a big thing. She actually did it by spending about 2 to 3 hours per day just on math to improve that. Okay, it can be done in just the last 90 days. So if you want to do that, please make sure you do that. Spend the time over there. And now you know what school you want to go to, right? And what is the aggregate score required? School score required. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't have any worksheets for you guys. Reason being, it's just like copywriting issues. But long story short, please have a piece of paper or a notebook. Maybe an exercise book would be a lot better. Please write all the answers to these questions. So number 1, what's your aim? Number 2, what's your score now? Number 3, how many grades must you improve by in 3 months? How many hours are you going to spend on this? And lastly, what is the school score required for you to get to the school? Okay. And now my final piece of the puzzle, which is about this. Some of you know this. Okay, so this thing over here is actually right here, how you are motivated. How you are motivated. Okay, so this is called the carrot and the stick. You see the carrot over here? There's a carrot that represents the positive. Oops, sorry. Why can you erase that? Oh, that's good. Carrot. That is the positive motivation. What does the carrot represent? The positive motivation. That means that you want to do it because why? You want to get that. Okay. At the same time, there's also the stick. Okay, so what's this stick, guys? What's the stick? This stick, it represents the negative motivation. That means you want to do something not because you want to get something, but because you want to avoid, you want to run away from a punishment, for example. Okay, so let me ask you a question. What are the top 3 things that are motivating you? And what are the top 3 things that are that are motivating you from the other side? That means you don't want to kena this thing. You want to avoid this thing. That's why you're doing it. Okay? Ryan, chillax. We're not going to start on the math yet. Today I'm going to do a lot of motivation stuff. I'm going to focus on the mindset. The mindset is the most important before we start anything. Okay? So that's great. If you're motivated by this, I'm excited because that's my target. That's my goal. The start of everything is always your motivation. Okay, and we gotta keep up the motivation. So we gotta know what are the top 3 carrot and stick that you are actually that you are actually motivated by. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, guys. Hold on. Let me put my laptop over here. I got 2 laptops over here, so it's a bit difficult. Okay, so as I was saying, so let me give you an example. Okay, top 3 carrots that I've heard of so far. Okay, just give you some examples. Okay, number 1 carrot is, you all know what? Gifts. So some of your parents, right, always tell you, okay, if you do very well for the PSLE, I'm going to give you something. For example, someone say, oh, I'm going to go for the latest iPhone. I don't even know what the latest iPhone is. What is the latest iPhone, guys? The iPhone X, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. Or maybe I want to get an iWatch. Or maybe I want to get a PS5. A PS5 just came out, guys. It looks amazing, right? Oh my goodness. So there's many things that gifts that parents want. Right? Nintendo Switch. I see. Nintendo Switch. I see. Very good answer. Freedom. Well, good luck with that. You guys are just 12 years old. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get freedom. Much freedom. Maybe when you're 16. Even then, your parents might be a bit strict if you want that. iPhone 11, iPhone 11. Okay, iPhone 12. Wow, so many. It's a baseball bat. Yes, it's a baseball bat. Correct. Okay, good. So these are some of the things, right? So gifts. Now, the number two that I see that a lot of students are very motivated by is like what someone said here, right? Having a better future. But this better future, right? You must be very clear what you want, Having let's put it a bright future lah. A bright future. So what does it mean, guys? What is this bright future about? Do you see lights? I cannot. There's no space. Okay. Having a bright future. What do you see in your bright future? So some of you are very, very clear, right? By now, a lot of you are like, oh, I want to be I don't know. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be some of you want to be a YouTube star. I want to be a TikTok star. Whatever it is, right? Some of you, I want to be rich. That's a good one. Yeah, so basically whatever you want, right, you must know that that's why you're doing it. Okay? So I got one student, I got one student, right? What's his name? Alamak, I forgot his name already. Oh yeah. What's his name? Okay, never mind. So this boy, maybe he might come back to me later. This boy, he got pretty okay grades for PSLE lah. So his father wanted to motivate him, So he said, I'm gonna give you anything you want. Anything you want. If in Sec 1, right, you do very well. Right? So guess what, guys? He said, I want to go to New York by myself. Huh? What? Then his father said, okay, can. Like, wow, amazing, this father. Then I said, okay, so but what do you expect out of me to get before I go to the New York by myself? He said, you must get straight A1 for every single subject. Then he said, A1 cannot lah. Okay, how about we do a deal? Minimum half A1, half A2. He said, okay, can. His father, of course, don't believe that it can happen, right? And guess what, guys? This guy was so motivated, right? He studied every single day, and for his Sec 1 exams, right, his final exam, right, he scored straight A1s and A2s. And then he sent me a photo on my phone of him saying, hello, Coach Saiful. Hi, I'm in Times Square, with the background of New York City. I'm like, what? This guy, what? So you see how strong that motivation can be. The carrot can be very, very strong. So it depends on what you are. Okay. Number 3, right? The biggest one that I see also is making parents proud. This is a very big one also. Okay, so for us when we are younger, I mean for you when you're young right now, like most of the time you look to your parents a lot, right? And you want to make your parents proud for all the sacrifices they've made for you. Yes? And that's exactly what I wanted to do for myself, for my mother also, right? For my mother, for my father, for my grandmother, my grandfather, I want to make parents proud. Some of you also want to make yourself proud, make myself proud. At the same time, you want to, okay, later I'll tell you. But for long story short, these are the top 3. Number 1 is gifts. Number 2 is having a bright future, whatever is the bright future means. Number 3 is making parents proud. Some of you want to be on the list of people who top students in the whole school. You want to stand up and get clapping, right? Some of you want to make your parents proud. You want to see your dad smile and say good job to you. Some of you want to, see your mom really, really proud of you for once besides being disappointed, right? So all these things. So do me a favor, can you please write down for yourself what are your top 3 carrots? That means the top 3 positive motivation. Okay? Yeah, you can't play right now, so yes, maybe you might want to have some play time in the future. But long story short is, can you write down what are the top 3 things that you want? Okay, Ken. Alright? You want to be on the school wall. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. I have a friend, right? Not a friend. Actually, I have friends. A friend who their names are there forever. One. Then when they come back to school, right, for Teachers' Day or whatever, their names are still there. It's so cool. You know why? Because head prefect, that kind of thing. You want to impress your friends. Okay, that's good. You want to be the best among your friends. It means some of you want to be the top in your whole family. You want to break the family record. A lot of things, right? So be clear. What are the 3 things? Okay, next one. What about the stick? Top 3. What about the stick? Okay, what are the top 3? Number 1. I always hear this. I don't want to be scolded by my parents. Don't want to be scolded. I don't want to be beaten up. So on and so forth, right? Basically don't want any punishment lah, right? Punishment from the parents. And some of you, right, are very, very scared of this. And that's also unfortunately the reason why you tend to not do well. Because you get so pressured to not fail that you don't do well. So the focus actually should be focused on this. You should be focusing on the carrot. At the same time, you should know in the background, okay, there's a stick about to hit me if I do something wrong. Number 2, right, is I always see is don't want to disappoint. Don't want to disappoint myself. Don't want to be judged. Okay, disappoint myself. Don't want to disappoint my mom, my dad, my parents, right? Siblings. That's what I saw. Okay. Number 3, the biggest top 3 that I always see. Number 3. I got no space to write already. Right here. Okay. Number 3 is embarrassment. Honestly, guys, if you get really bad results on the PSLE results day, right, you will be very, very disappointed. You'll be very embarrassed because here's what happened. Okay, I saw this parent. I was so sad to see this. Okay, this boy, he just got his results, right? His father asked him, "So how do you do?" He showed his results. They said, "Always fail. Forget it. Let's go home." And he said it so loud, everyone around heard. And everyone looked at him, and I bet there were some of his friends who were looking at him, and he was so embarrassed. His face turned red completely, and then he just walked off with his parents, go home. And I don't know, man, that sucks, right? That just sucks, lah. It's very bad feeling to have, and that's what happened. You don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to be judged, right? So please write down what are the top 3 for you for the stick. Okay. Can you please write down, guys? Can you please write down in your own paper? Please make sure you have this in your paper because or else you will not have a record of it. And by the way, if you want to watch this again to get deeper into it, you can also re-watch the video. It will always be on the Facebook group. Okay, no problem. It will be saved for you to watch. Okay, thank you. I will make my mother disappointed if I don't do well because she spends so much money to put me into. Yes, exactly, guys. Excited for PSLE, after PSLE. Yes, okay, that's a good one. Competition with friends, yes. I don't want to be disappointed. Yes, okay, alright, got it, cool. Important, these are the things. And I hope that I've helped you to clarify for yourself what are your biggest, what's that called? Your biggest pain points as well as your biggest pleasure points. Now, here's the trick. The important part, right, is you must focus on this. So every single time, okay, every single time when my student, the one who went to New York, right, he gets very lazy, right, or he gets very tired, right, but he still knows he has to do the work, right. Do you think he focused on the stick or do you think he focused on the carrot? The answer is, right, he focused on the carrot. Because he focused on the stick, you know what happened? He gets very discouraged. He gets, alamak, I will fail. Oh no, I don't want. He gets very pressured. So the problem is a lot of people, they focus on this, but that is wrong. When you focus on this, your mind focuses on failing, and as a result, you fail. Instead, what you should be doing is, you should be focusing on the positive part. So what he did was, he had a picture of Times Square, right? And then he basically closed his eyes and imagined I'm in Times Square. He said, okay, I'm studying today because I want to go to Times Square after my exams. I want to go to New York City by myself, right? And that's what he did. That's what he did. Every single day when he got very tired, he took a photo, he put it there, he looked at it. I want to be in Times Square. When he's very, very, lazy, I want to focus on Times Square. Okay, focus your eyes on the prize. Okay, please type into the chat. Eyes on the prize. You got to focus on the eyes on the prize. So focus. If you want to get an iPhone 11, iPhone 12, you focus on the iPhone 12. If you want to go, you have a bright future, you want to go to Raffles, you aim for that. I want to be in Raffles. If you want to make your parents proud, you want to see your mom like cry because of tears of joy. You can see their faces, right? Then you do that. Whatever works for you, you focus on that, and that will fuel your desire. It will be like your fuel for your rocket ship to fly off. Okay, so that is what I wanted to focus on today, so you understand how to get yourself motivated even when you are not, when you're tired, when you are not feeling like it, you're feeling lazy. These are the times when you need to focus on what you need to focus on. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Okay, so I've been talking for about 1.5 hours. Okay, all right. So I'm a bit tired right now. I'm a bit sore here. I'm gonna take a short break. We're gonna take a short break, everybody. I know you are also probably tired. I'm gonna give you a 5-minute break. Okay, when we come back, we're gonna go straight into the math. Just a bit of math. Okay, all right, everybody. So let's take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we're gonna go do that.